What is going on, everyone? I am back. The show is back. More of the same is back. It's been way too long since I did my own show. The reason why I started podcasting, I love doing the shows with all my compadres. I truly do. But there's just something about a little bit of freedom, if you will, a little bit of my own creative juices, disgustingly speaking, to be able to put into a podcast. And that's what I'm doing right now with the return of more of the same. Yes, talking more wrestling is not on the back burner. Excuse me. No, not. It's on the back burner. It's periodical at this point. But more of the same. This podcast, I'm going to aim to do with it what I originally intended to do with it. This is open forum. I'm going to talk sports. I'll talk news. Maybe I'll dip into a little bit of politics. I'll talk sex, drugs, rock and roll, and all that hubbubaloo. Maybe not as much drugs and politics. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but this is all my opinion and my thoughts. And I'm not saying that I am correct. I'm just saying that I am right. And everyone out there, obviously entitled to your own opinions. And I would love to have you on the show, on the podcast down the road. But, I kind of want to dip my toes back into this. It's very free range. I don't even really have a topic right now. I'm just kind of spitballing. I really probably should have tried to go live at this point, but no. So, with that being said, though, I got the gear here, which I've been using. I have, my laptop. I have the Zoom Live Track L8, which right now is not being used currently. It will be used for next episode, which will give it a little bit more crispness. Crispness? Is that a word? Crispness? Christmas? No. A little more pizzazz to the sound of the podcast. I got my Shure microphone, and I'm just going to kind of rock out. And this is what it's all about. And, absolutely hit me up on social media, pretty much everywhere at More365, MOHR 365. Actually, the good thing about using the Zoom live track is I do get better instant what's the word I'm looking for? Instant sound. So what happens is this. For those of you looking to go into podcasting, do it. I don't care what your topic is. I don't care what you have to talk about. Do it. We all have recorders on our cell phones. That's the way to start. And I tell everybody this. There are sites out there. There are hosting sites out there that will either a free trial or free X number of shows or X number of space, like gigabytes or whatever. I use Spreaker. That's the hosting site that I use for everything. This, the Retro Gamers, the Better Half, the Yin and Yang podcast, talking more wrestling. So that's the one I recommend. You can do a free, not trial, just like a free membership. If I remember correctly, I don't think they've changed it, but the website will correct me if I'm wrong. That's Spreaker.com. This is not a paid advertisement. This is how much I love them. Because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have all these shows. Probably wouldn't be in the dilemma that I'm in. So you can do, I think with the free, you get like 100 hours. And yeah, I think 100 hours. And your episodes can be 15 minutes long, I believe. And then if you start paying, obviously, longer episodes, more storage, things of that nature. So if you have a podcast, again, definitely get it started. So I've been podcasting for probably, I'm going to say 5 years now. Look, I'm not by any means of the stretch of the word, a professional. I love doing this. This is a wonderful hobby of mine. And I'm ashamed that I haven't done more with this show, more of the same, or with Talking More Wrestling. I'll get back to my other point I'll get to in a moment. But, with having 3 shows, the Retro Gamers podcast, the Yin and the Yang podcast, and the Better Half podcast, which I love doing all 3, don't get me wrong, and every one of the co-hosts, my co-hosts on there, and they're not my show, so we're both co-hosts to that nature. Well, the Yin and the Yang is kind of Anthony's, but nevertheless, we share equal time on there. And, I don't want to come up short for them. So, I definitely will sacrifice myself for the greater good for those 3 podcasts. With that being said, this is not ill will. Like I said, this is not ill will. This is not hatred. I'm sticking with those shows. I'm staying with those shows. But I know I need an outlet for myself to maybe just kind of run loose a little bit. And this is what it is. More of the same podcast. Because Talking More Wrestling, as much as I've been doing live watch-alongs with the pay-per-views, I just haven't had a regularly scheduled podcast to drop. And I should. But this one, like I said, I'm just winging it. At least today I'm winging it. I got a couple of topics to talk about. And I may even talk out of turn. I may say more than I should. You may learn stuff about me. I'm not saying deep, dark secrets, but, just something stupid at least. And that's my intent, because I want to feel the freedom, like to completely just say whatever I want to say. Pardon me. So, so what I was saying before is, with podcasting, the reason why I really will be using the Zoom L8 moving forward, I've been having to move some things around, is it gives a better, I can listen in my headphones. When you podcast, you want to have headphones on, A, to listen to other people, B, to listen to any sounds or music or whatever that I'm not going to be able to use at this time. Really more importantly, to hear yourself, to make sure that you're coming in loud, you're not too close to the microphone or you're not too far from the microphone, the Goldilocks. So you're just right. And doing it through the computer, I can hear myself, but it's too low for me to really hear me properly. Right? Am I doing that correct right now? Oh, well. Yeah, it's still a little lower than I'd like. But with the L8, that's game on, my friend. That is just win. Because I gotta get a different stand for a different mic. I like these kind of old school microphones. Right now I'm using a Shure microphone. I don't know what model this is. If you go onto the Retro Gamers YouTube page, you'll see the back of it at least. All right, let me see. What's the back of it say anything? Oh, here we go. Model MV51. MV51. It's got an old school look to it, and I like that. Just the feel of talking into an old school microphone makes you feel like I'm, doing something special, something magical. But it's USB, so it's not going to plug into the Zoom. And I do not trust. I don't think there is a. Why am I yawning so much? See, this is what I don't understand. I'm not tired. I'm ready to go with this. These episodes, by the way, are probably going to be about a half hour. It's only me. There is not a chance in hell you want to listen to me for, let alone more than 15 minutes, but I'm going to stretch it out to a half hour, give or take. Anything longer than that, I know I'm going to bore the hell out of you more than I'm probably boring you now. But future episodes are going to be good, trust me. There's a lot of things I can do with it. So anyway, the Zoom L8, it's going to make it sound a little more professional. But for now, this is where I am. I want to get this out because if I don't start it now, I'm not going to start it ever. That's going to go the same with talking more wrestling. I got to find a day of the week to do that. I'm so busy as it is with the editing and the recording. It would be like 5 shows, and I kind of want to do another one about pop vinyls, but that's going nowhere. I may just do that here. I don't know. I got a large collection of pop. You're going to learn why I'm single. I'm 40 and I'm single. Not like I'm out there trying to find a girlfriend. I've gone on record saying that I'm actually quite happy, without a significant other. Mostly because of selfish reasons. As Frank has said multiple times, on the better half, I don't know how to share. That's probably right. I grew up, I'm an only child. I don't want to share. I want everything to be mine. I don't want to have to go out, just for the sake of it, or, maybe do someone a favor and go to a company picnic to impress her boss. I don't want to go to a company picnic. And that, amongst many other reasons, why I'm single as guaranteed as the sun's going to come up tomorrow. I'll be waking up alone. But that's okay. That's okay. It is what it is. That don't bother me. What has bothered me, though, a lot lately has been life. Not really. I shouldn't say it that way. That's not correct. That's not the right way of saying it. With everything going on in the world today, we got coronavirus. The beginning of the year, Australia was on fire. I'm not even sure if it's still on fire. We got coronavirus, COVID-19, Chinese flu, whatever you want to call it. Just the last couple of days, we're back into the midst, unfortunately, of race relations with a asshole police officer. I don't care what color he is, just being an absolute douchebag. Fired, yes. Should be brought up on charges for murder. I'll say yes. I saw some of the video. That goes without saying. Is buddy cops of different races, might I add. Just kind of standing around, just hanging out. Hey, what's going on? Not stopping this guy from, practically putting the walls of Jericho on this guy. That's absolutely just wrong on every level. Whether or not to make the whole thing about race or about humans, that's a topic to get into another time. It's happened, it comes up many times. They had protesters there in Minneapolis. Was it Minneapolis? I think it was Minneapolis. It was definitely Minnesota. I want to say Minneapolis. And then, the protesters are there, and unfortunately, let me not say majority, I don't know that. Certain number of protesters ended up taking advantage of that. Since they already have to wear masks because of the social distancing and because of the COVID-19, they figure, well, there's a protest, let's break into stores and let's loot. And shame on them just as much. Different level than the cop, obviously. Cop is like shitstorm. Looters is like poop storm. So, still wrong. There was a video, which I cannot confirm as far as time, place, if it's related to this particular protesting and looting. There's a video of the woman, the white woman, older woman, in the wheelchair, getting attacked by protesters. Again, I don't know the details on that one, so I'm not fit to comment whether she's right, the protesters are right, whatever. But all I'm saying is that it's just been, 2020 has just been shitty. I was so geared, this year being my 40th year on this miserable marble that we call Earth. You know, and I celebrated, you know, a lot of people with their birthdays now during the quarantine, like everyone's used to the quarantine. No parties. They got the stupid parades going through, all that nonsense. Everyone's kind of used to it. My birthday's March 30th. Mine was like right in the beginning of, or like 2 weeks into the initial quarantine to flatten the curve. I don't know what the hell is going on now. That curve has got to be so flat. It's underneath. It's going backwards. We're going back to SARS at this point. But, yeah, my birthday was in the beginning, so I was fucking losing it. I didn't know what to do. So, you know, but I was so geared for this year to be good, and just the fires, again, the virus, race relations, and Facebook and Twitter. Not as much Instagram. Twitter is bad. Facebook was just terrible. So I deactivated my Facebook. I'm just tired of seeing negative. Look, I get there's bad in the world. I get it. It doesn't mean I have to see it 24 hours a day. All right. And just because I don't comment on it doesn't mean I don't have an opinion on it, or that my opinion is against the popular vote. And trust me, I've commented on stuff in the past. And I will comment when I feel the need to comment, whether you like it or not. I am entitled to my own opinion. And I will give my own opinion. Freedom of speech. I'm a firm believer in that. You may not have to agree with me. You may not like what I say. But I can say it. And you can say it back. And I might not agree with you. And I might not like what you say. And that's when we part ways. I have a lot of friends, a lot of close friends, who are on the complete opposite of the spectrum than I am. Some of them, we're friends. We work through it. We don't even mention it. We just, all right, you're there, I'm here. Let's keep moving on. Others aren't friends anymore because they don't know the difference. But I had to get off Facebook. My Facebook feed was either live video game plays. I do a video game podcast, and I hate watching live video game plays. I can't stand it. If I want to play the game, especially brand new games, you know, if it's an older game, if it's a classic, you know, NES, Genesis, anything like that, like anything up to like the original Xbox, even the Wii, all right, maybe I'll watch it. If the person's either entertaining or maybe just not talking, because a lot of people on these are just, they're trying too hard to be funny. And I've been accused of that. I'm probably doing it now. Trying to talk as natural as possible. An old friend of mine who no longer talks to me because she had to go and get a fucking boyfriend and get fucking married, told me one time, stop trying to be funny. You're naturally funny. So that sticks with me. I don't listen, but it sticks with me. Another reason why I'm single. But, you know, Facebook, the live streams just inundated my feed. COVID-19, whether yay or nay. I deactivated it before all this happened with the cop. So I can't even imagine what would have been on my feed at this point. And I got tired of it. You know, I remember Facebook originally. It was cool. Obviously, first it was just for anyone in college. So you had to have a .edu email address to even sign up. And it was just, hey, I'm having a sandwich. You know, who's going to the bar? Hey, here are my bikini pictures from, you know, spring break 2005. All innocent, fun stuff to right click on. But now it's fucking just, oh, you know, here's a video of you know, a woman beating a dog. You know, let's stop animal abuse. I'm all for stopping animal abuse. I don't need to see a dog beaten to get that message relayed to me. All right? I mean, God help me. God help if there was video for sex trafficking. You know, let's stop sex trafficking. Oh, there's a 12-year-old. No. Thank God they don't allow that. Because then people be putting that up saying, you know, click this link, you know, hashtag. Stop the nonsense. I needed out. You know, again, I know there's negative in the world. There's evil in the world. I get it. I got tired of seeing it and hearing it all the time. Being aware of it is one thing. So I jump over to Twitter. And admittedly, on my Twitter, I do unfollow a lot of people who just drastically are on a different opinion field than I am. That's fine. That's my prerogative to do that. And it does weed out a lot. So I get to, just stuff I don't mind reading about. But again, it starts up again with anything. Remember a few years ago, it was hot for about 3 weeks. What was that guy? Connie, the militant leader over in Africa somewhere. Remember that one? That lasted a little while. Every time there's an earthquake, pray for Earthquake Central. Half these people don't even believe in God. Why are they saying pray for? And honestly, at this point, when you see the same photo retweeted or reposted on Instagram, if you see the same, maybe not hashtag, because hashtags are meant to do that, but it's like now it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction, especially from celebrities or anyone who's famous. Like they have to comment and they have to repost. I'm not saying they don't believe in what they're reposting. I'm sure they do. But I think more than not, they're doing it because they feel like they have to, not because they want to. That annoys me. No one's real. No one's even in fear of being maybe not ostracized. Look, I get it. I'm not going to be on here, throwing around words that shouldn't be said. Even though, again, freedom of speech and, there should be no censorship. I do not believe in censorship. But, it's too much fake and or covering your own ass. I mean, the PC era, to be politically correct, give me a break. One of the reasons why I actually enjoy President Trump, and I'm not, again, this isn't going to be a political show, but I am a Republican. I am conservative. And I did vote for Trump. And as of right now, unless something drastically happens to change my mind, I will vote for him again in November. But one of the things I like about him is, even though now I think he's doing it just to piss people off, which also makes me kind of happy, is he's not a politician. He's going to tell you like it is, whether you like it or not. And trust me, a lot of people don't like it. I kind of like that. And the reason why I like that is because during the Bush administration, GW, there was, I don't have the full facts around this, so don't quote me or don't fact check me on it, but we were going into somewhere, whether Iraq or Afghanistan or something. And Bush was like to the UN, because I guess we needed permission from the UN or something to do it properly. And he was like, if you don't text me back by like 3 p.m., we're going with or without you. And that was it. And I don't think they got back to him. And we went and we did what we had to do. We kick ass and take names just like we do here in the U.S. That's another thing I'll never be sorry for, is my patriotism. I will never be sorry for my patriotism. Neither should you, though. If you're in another country, if you live in Canada, if you live in England, why couldn't I think of any other countries? That was weird. I blanked. I like so many, and it's not even like so many rushed into my head that one couldn't get out. I just literally went wall, and I was thinking all northern countries too. But I just like that realness. And Facebook and now Twitter, it's starting to lose that realness. I mean, the good thing about Instagram right now is that it's not, because it's mostly just people's personal photos. Well, not personal, but like photos. So that doesn't really lend to too much politicking. Again, you get the retweets or the reposts, I should say, of whatever the hot topic of the day is. But for the most part, it's mostly, or at least on my Instagram feed, it's mostly bikini models and Instagram models and friends and some other models and some funny like meme Instagram pages. Which a bunch I had to unfollow because again, it's just, I see the same thing reposted over and over and over again, whether it's COVID-19, race relations, Australia, whatever it was. I'll follow again eventually. I just need to unfollow. I need a break from all of it. Facebook got fucking too much. And I feel bad because when I deactivated my Facebook, it also basically deactivated, it did not deactivate the web page, the Facebook pages for the Better Half, the Retro Gamers, and Yin and Yang, because Anthony, and Frank are co-admins. It did for more of the same and for talking more wrestling. So if you want to follow me for those, again, you can follow me practically everywhere at More365. I don't think I have a Twitter set up for more of the same. You know what? This is my show. Follow me at More365. That's where I'll post everything. So, but yeah, so, you know, I just had to get away from the fake, and that's what this show's going to be about. It's going to be about as real as I could be. And, you know, I'm, whether right or wrong, whether you think I'm right or wrong, you know, but I'm not going to purposely come out here and be like, and try and rile people up. Not at all. Like I said, you know, I'm going to be talking about video games. I'll be talking about TVs, movies, wrestling, concerts, history, you know, like good memories, anything that may pop up, some funny stuff. I'll have people on to talk maybe sports and shit like that. So yeah, don't, it's not all gloom, you know, gloom and doom. This one I just kind of wanted to get some stuff off my chest. And this one I was running without notes, so I know I'm all over the place. But you know what? That's what makes it real. And I think I'll end it on this one. You might hear AC/DC actually you might not, because I don't think I can get that. YouTube is being a bitch, and I love AC/DC, so I'm gonna have to find. I think I have generic music actually now for more of the same. I don't know. I gotta find something. This may go up with or without. You know what? If you don't hear any audio in the beginning, music in the beginning, the end, I'm still looking for music. So whatever. So join me. Haven't figured out when this will post regularly. Probably over the weekend. But I'm looking forward to a good ride here on more of the same. Please like, please subscribe, please 5-star ratings or great rating or whatever it is on the podcast app that you use. And I will catch you guys next week. See you later.